I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, the cycle hums.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum fuckhead.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, the cycle hums. Ready to make stays.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the blood stain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And you go stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about
Happy days.
It's just one of those,
Happy days.
it's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, the cycle hums. Ready to make stays.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is keep the distance. Right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the farms.
My day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll start playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I hope you know I got a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here,
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 55 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. How is everyone doing this fine Sunday evening? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing okay for now. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm actually feeling a lot better for the past couple of days now. So I still have a bit of a cough on me, but it's not anything like too bad or anything like that. I think my taste and smell is still coming back, but it's not there like 100% or anything like that at all. So, but again, hopefully by this week or maybe even next week, I'll be fully recovered after the boomer flu by Cyborg I received on the 27th of December. But hey, we'll see. We definitely shall see with that. So anyway, I think there's a lot of familiar faces in the chat just now. Let me have a look and see at the moment. So, of course, we have Gammon Sandwich. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. We also have Budgie Burger. How you doing? Thank you very much for being here, of course. Turbo Duckhead. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. English Rose. Hello, everyone. / Mr. Moody. Thank you very much, English Rose. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for watching. We have also Streaky Bacon. How you doing, Streaky Bacon? Appreciate you being here. Amanda Lee, of course, as per usual. Even all 14, just feeding my men, folk, join the chat ASAP. Thank you very much, Amanda Lee. Thank you very much for watching the show. Of course, we have Corona. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. We also have Evola Sunglasses. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. We also have Sensum Communum. Hello, everybody, peeps. How you doing? Sensum Communum. Thank you very much for watching the show. Rory Herper, how you doing? Hail to the chief. Thank you very much, Rory Herper. Really appreciate that. And also thank you very much for watching the show. Kenny Henny, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. We also have Bill Athling. Hello, Bill. Thank you very much for watching the show as per usual. We also have Kitchen Skillet. Hello, Kitchen Skillet. Thank you very much for watching the show. Is there anyone else there I have not read out? I think that's so far anyway. We also have Concerned Englander. I actually got a notification for once. Amazing. Well, that's really good to hear that. And also, thank you very much for watching the show, Concerned Englander. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like the stream, folks. That's definitely true. Gammon Sandwich, thank you very much for pointing that out. definitely hit the like button for the stream, and hopefully more people will be coming along and watch the show. Although that being said, there are 26 people watching the show already, which is really good to see. So especially on a Sunday, so hopefully more people will be coming along and watching the rest of the show. But we'll see. We'll definitely shall see. Chief Moody, oi, I don't want to catch the convents from your stream. Nah, you'll be fine, says them. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We also have Roscoe, even Troops, even Chief, even to you too. Roscoe, thank you very much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. We also have Steve Shaw. Hello, Steve Shaw. Thank you very much for watching the show. Someone from Denmark. Let's see. The Danish, I'm going to butcher this name. Sorry. Delonius. Delonius. If I mispronounced that wrong, my apologies for that. I'm not the master of pronunciations, but it's nice to see someone from Denmark watching the show. So thank you very much for watching the show, and hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of it. So, but also if I butcher your name again, my apologies. So we also have the Woodlander. Hello, Woodlander. Thank you very much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. And I think that's really about. Oh, well, there's also Toby Radley. Hello, Toby. Thanks very much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. Well, I appreciate everyone being here. And of course, we also have Kingdom of Vinland. Chief Pretty Howdy. For me, it's 11:12 a.m. currently. Interesting to hear with that. But hey, you're watching the show just now, so I appreciate you being here. So thank you very much. Excellent. Right. I think that's me all up to date with the chat, which again is really good stuff. Just a little bit of a quick update is that if you notice in the in the chat, I've put up like a little pin message there. So basically, of course, again, because I'm now a YouTube partner, and of course, I really want to do this full time, both activism and also content creating, or content creation, if you want to call it that. I don't know, take your pick. But basically, if you would like to contribute to the show or support me financially through donations or anything like that at all, you could either do it through sending me donations through my Ko-fi page, and even follow me on Ko-fi if you'd like to. Another alternative with that would be through Super Chat. Again, it's entirely up to yourself if you really want to do that yourself with in that case. Any donation received will go directly towards my content creating, such as video making, and also to do with Mood of the Nation episodes for any subscriptions or anything like that at all. It will also, I would say, go towards my activism. So if I need to be out and about or anything like that at all, or even print out some leaflets or anything like that at all, then that's where that money will go directly towards in that case. But again, please don't feel obligated as if you have to donate or anything like that at all. If you'd like to donate, that's really kind of you, and that'll be awesome for you to do that. If you don't want to do that, again, that's also awesome for you to do that. But point being with that is the option is there, of course. So, and hopefully, hold on 1 second here. Streaky Bacon, Chief Moody, are you going to the next PA? I'm assuming you mean the conference. The emails are out. I want to meet you this time, matey. Fair enough, Streaky Bacon. I have received an email from Mark about the spring conference that's going to be happening fairly soon, I would say. Now, with that, Streaky Bacon, to be quite honest with you with that, as much as I would love to go to the spring conference, I'm not entirely too sure I'll make it this year. Mainly the reason for that being is mainly because of financial reasons with that, you see. So I'll be as brief as I possibly can with this story. But basically, long story short, I was working at a factory from November up until December, just like a week before Christmas. It was only like a temporary type of job anyway. But basically, the week before Christmas, me and a couple of others who were also not volunteers, sorry, temporary workers for that time being for the Christmas period. We're basically told within that week, I think it was Wednesday, that was the last day. Basically, we were told that that's all the Christmas work done. We don't really need you anymore. But if there's any more work in the future, then we'll give you a call or an email. Well, since we were let go from that, of course, I've been waiting and seeing if I would get more work after that. And ever since then, pretty much nothing. So I don't know whether or not if maybe they're fully booked on staff members or there's not really a lot of work going on at the moment, but I'm not entirely too sure. So basically, I'm doing okay for now in terms of financially, but obviously I'm still kind of looking for work at the moment until then. Although the good thing about out of that is that I got myself a job interview for this coming Tuesday. So hopefully I might get that job afterwards. But again, I don't want to keep my hopes up because I might not get it, but who knows with that. So, but we'll definitely need to wait and see with that. So to answer your sorry, Streaky Bacon, to answer your question with that is I really don't know. I would love to go to the spring conference, but honestly, I'm not entirely too sure. I think what I'll do is, and I really do hope I do get this new job, but if I do get this new job and I do get paid for it, that money also will then go towards the conference itself. And I think that will also say that that would be me available to go to the conference, but if not, then I think I might need to pass it for the spring conference. And don't get me wrong, again, it's not that I don't want to go. I would love to go to this, for me anyway, the second conference, because the last time I went was back in October. I'm not entirely too sure if, if I'll be able to make it this year. But don't get me wrong, I'll try my best and see if I can maybe sort something out with that. And then we'll definitely see with that in this case. So we'll definitely see with that. So congratulations and well done on the interview. Good luck. Thank you very much, English Rose. Hopefully I do get the job this time around. So again, we'll definitely see with that. So Chief Rudy, yeah, it could be expensive, mate, if you are far away. I hope you get work, mate. I moved to Southeast when I was young, and as more work here. Fair enough. That's fair enough with that in this case. Keeping them cross for you, mate. Thank you very much. Sensitive Communion, appreciate that comment. And also Jojo Gizmo, how you doing? Agency working is shite, used and abused for minimum rate. Yeah, I mean, it just really depends on the financial circumstances with that. But no, definitely, like, it's just not really the best in that case. Some agencies actually, to be honest, actually can be all right. It just really depends on which place you're working at, really. So, but yeah, again, we just need to wait and see with that. And hopefully I do get that job. And then hopefully that money I do receive from that work will be going towards my YouTube as well. And also hopefully we'll be going towards the conference itself with that. Because, yeah, it does. Even with the previous conference I went to, I did also kind of struggle with that a little bit because it was like, well, this amount of money, which I think I remember was almost like, what, £300, because I spent £90 for the day at the conference and also for the evening meal. But of course, that's a completely different story with that. And the other amount was for travel. So basically, going from my place to the location we were going to be staying at, that sort of idea in this case. But we'll definitely see with that in this case. So I do apologize if it sounds like I'm rambling on a lot, but it's the case of, for me, we'll wait and see. But I would love to go down to the spring conference this year. And I'll even say this, Streaky Bacon, if you're listening, even if I don't manage to make it to the spring conference, I'll definitely come along to the national, well, not national, but the PA summer camp event that I think they're going to be doing on an annual basis every summer. If it's still going on ahead for this year, then I'll definitely come to that if I don't manage to make it to the spring conference this year. But again, fingers crossed with that in this case. So we'll definitely wait and see with that. Colossage Saxon, when the agency earns more than you off your work, it's a piss take. Yeah, it really is a bit of a piss take, to be quite honest with that. But we'll definitely see with that. So. I live in the middle of nowhere, so listening to chats like these is like a comfortable chat with a mate and a good pint sitting by the fire in the pub. I agree with that, to be honest. I do agree with that statement, but Bill, it does actually feel like that, to be honest with the streams. Let me see here. Chief Rudy, see you at the summer camp then. Yeah, again, if I don't manage to make it to the spring conference, I'll definitely see if I can make it to the summer camp event with PA, and we'll see with that from there. Let me see here. Cool. So I think I'll just move on to something else, because that's us almost, well, it says like 15 minutes into the episode, but I think we're almost like Oh, what was the reason I was? Yeah, sorry. So there was a bit of a reason why I was a little bit late this evening. It was mainly because of my VPN. I was just sorting up some settings on my VPN just so that gets a better connection out of it. Because the one I'm using is from a website, not website. Sorry, it's a what's it called? Hold on a minute. Opera. It's like a browser I'm using at the moment where it has like a built-in VPN already. The problem with Opera, it has been, from time to time it does play really good, but there has been problems where the connection is a bit crap at time from time. So that's why I would need to use my other VPN settings like NordVPN to maybe to kind of help that a little bit. So that's pretty much the reason why I was a bit later than usual when it comes to the show starting. So again, my apologies for that. But I'm here now, so and of course I do have some topics I really want to discuss this evening. Actually, there was a bit of an update of a certain topic I did talk about in the last episode. Now it's all to do with the I can't remember. I can't believe I'm actually forgetting about this. It's all to do with the Edward Colston statue that was removed. But basically, a lot of people were, including myself, of course, was not happy with the verdict that came out. To the point where there's now like an open petition for people to sign. I don't know if I'm on the page of people can see. I don't know if maybe change.org petition, but let me just see if I can copy that and place it into the chat. Because of course, like I said, not a lot of people were not happy with it whatsoever, including myself. So there is a petition out there for people to have a look at and see if you would like to sign that yourselves. Not entirely too sure if people have already signed it, but if you have signed it already, which of course I can understand why. If you haven't signed it already, then I would definitely recommend that you do. And I don't know if it's split into two parts in the chat, so I don't know if we might be able to might actually get to the actual link itself. But anyway, but the link is there, and hopefully it might click onto that. So we'll see. Right, I think there's Noel in the chat. Hello, Noel. Thank you very much for watching the show. Streaky Bacon again. The pubs being shut down years ago was planned so white working class could not meet and conspire breaking up communities. Exactly that. Yeah, well, that's the whole point of a pub or like a bar. I mean, like a pub, to be honest. The point of a pub is that it's the heart of the community, and when you take that away, then it pretty much atomizes all the white working class people. English weather, real quick. Good evening. Had a very active day and not finished yet, but we'll listen to you while I am working. Fair enough, English weather. I appreciate you being here. Right then. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just move on to the next. So I've covered that petition, and hopefully people actually put their name in it. So that would be really handy to see. Because again, I can understand why people would not be happy with the overall verdict, including myself, as I mentioned before. But let me move on to the first topic at hand. This one is from the BBC. This came to my attention by PA Scotland. And let me see if I can get this up here real quick. This one, it really goes to show just how bad this whole thing with COVID actually is. And let me just get onto this real quick for you guys. I'll just quickly share the stream real quick, or share the screen. You signed a petition, English Rose, right? That's good. So yeah, that's really good to see. Oh, don't know why it's not coming up here for some reason. Hold on. 404 error. What the hell is that about? It was certainly working when I first had it up, so I don't understand why it's not coming up. Hold on a second. Right, it's not sharing. Oh, right. Hold on one sec. Let me just get back onto here real quick, and then I'll get back up here in a sec. I don't know what that was about because it was working when I first clicked on that. Right. Where the hell have I seen it before? It'll be this one. Right. Okay. So let me just see if I can click on that again. And I should be able to load up for it. Right. I don't understand why it's not. That's really bizarre, that. Hmm. Can everyone still hear me all right? I don't know if it's maybe because of the connection or anything like that at all, but it should be able to allow me to get into the article. I really don't understand why it's not. Hold on a sec. Let me see here. The site can't be reached. Oh, Dr. Jimmy. Hello. Thank you very much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. Sounds fine. Audio's fine. Right. Okay. So I don't know what that's all about. Oh, here we go. Right. It's working now. Sorry, folks. I don't understand what that was all about. Must be like a slight glitch in my connection. But anyway, it's working now, so that should be all right. But the article itself came to my attention by, again, PA Scotland, and it reads, COVID. I'm unvaccinated and can get fertility treatment. This was published a day ago, so of course yesterday, obviously. So I'll just read through this real briefly, and then we'll discuss it from there. Gemma McDonald was due to begin IVF almost 5 years after she and her partner started trying to have a baby. 2 years before Christmas, the 25-year-old discovered she could no longer be treated because she was unvaccinated. Just want to double check and see if I'm sure. Yeah, it is. Chief Boomer. Yeah. Cheers, Daniel. Appreciate that. Let's see here. So, the Scottish Government has deferred fertility treatment for all patients who are not fully vaccinated, unless they are waiting to become eligible for a booster. It said the decision was based on uncertainty about how pregnant women were affected by the Omicron variant amid rising cases. Speaking to BBC Radio Scotland's Drive Time with Fiona Stalker, Gemma from Glasgow said the news was devastating, particularly because she had not had a chance to share her concerns about getting vaccinated with her own doctor. This is a quote from her that reads, I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm just in limbo. I was unsure why or even when to get them the vaccine. I hadn't had a chance to speak to any doctors or nurses regarding this with fertility treatment. At first, they were saying if you're planning on being pregnant with the vaccines first came out, it was advised not to get them. It all seems so quickly changed around. Now, this was, of course, I remember when the whole thing first came out that, well, if you're pregnant, yeah, don't get vaccinated because we don't really know exactly what's really in the vaccine, and we haven't really tried to see whether or not if it would be okay for pregnant women to take the vaccine or not, because again, it's not really been tested. So now, it does come off as extremely quick for a lot of people to see that, oh, well, yeah, even though we've said this like maybe a while ago, but actually we've done a lot of studies and cases, and we determined that it actually is safe for pregnant women to be vaccinated. Now, I just think the change of that, it does come off as extremely quick. I don't know whether or not if maybe there's something to it or not in terms of that. But anyway, we'll just continue on with that, and we'll talk about a lot more after the article itself in this case. So, kick back to the start. Gemma was due to begin her treatment this month, but after hearing about her other women being deferred on an online support group, she contacted her own clinic. This again, another quote from her. She said, "We were obviously very excited for our treatment to go ahead because it's been a long time coming, almost 5 years. But when we heard the news just before Christmas, it was absolutely devastating. We thought when you get your consensus only a couple of months after, if your treatment was successful, then you'd end up being pregnant. So we thought we were almost there. But to hear the news about the vaccines, we feel like we've been kicked right back to the very beginning." End quote. And of course, what's all this? Fertility and miscarriage claims fact check. Sorry, I haven't had the chance to read through this article before the show, so obviously this is the first time I'm reading through it as well. So of course we're looking through it together for the first time in this case. Pregnant women put on UK's priority COVID vaccine list. IVF treatment delays due to COVID, heartbreaking. Vaccines are deemed safe to give in pregnancy and cut the risk of severe COVID. However, doctors were cautious about advising pregnant patients to get vaccinated early last year. A great deal of safety data has become available since then, and pregnant women have been offered the vaccine since April. In December, the Joint Committee for Vaccination and Immunization, or the JCVI, put pregnant women on the priority list for jabs, similar to people with underlying health conditions. A number of false and misleading claims about COVID-19 vaccines, fertility, and miscarriages have been circulated online despite not being supported by evidence. Right, okay. So basically, all the stuff that was shown online, say people having severe side effects from the vaccines. Hell, there's even been like a big story that, well, somewhat of a big story, but it's not really been fully covered by the mainstream press. Gee, I wonder why. It's the sporting athletes, or more specifically footballers, who are all perfectly healthy men, no health defects or anything like that at all. They've had the vaccine, and then all of a sudden they're starting to keel over having severe heart attacks. Well, I wouldn't go as far to say as severe heart attacks, but heart attacks nonetheless. Which again, that really speaks major volumes about the vaccine. But anyway, and I think even that being said, I believe there was something that came to my attention recently. I don't know if you actually shared this. I don't know if it was Brittany Sellner that shared this info, or if it was someone else. But basically, there was something about this recently as well, besides the footballer stuff that occurred. Hold on, let me just see if I can. Of course, I don't know if I can be able to bring it on the screen, but I'll just read this part out. Now, this is an article that was from the New York Post. So you could definitely see if you could find this yourselves. But the article that she being Brittany Sellner shared on her Telegram and Instagram pages reads, from the New York Post: COVID vaccine can lengthen the menstrual cycle, study finds. And of course, she also said in this post here, as a response, this is the sort of information that was necessary well before people started talking or started taking the vaccine. But the fact it's all coming out now, again, that really speaks major volumes on that in this case. Anyway, so I'm just sorry, excuse me. I'm just gonna have a quick drink of my water, and then I'll continue on with the article itself. So one sec. Sorry. Like I said before, my voice still sounds a little bit groggy. So I mean, maybe it's not as bad, but it's getting a bit better. But anyway, so that all being said, when it comes to the stuff I mentioned, and I love how, say, the mainstream press, including papers or news sites like the BBC, are trying to sweep them under the rug and trying to make them out as like fake news, despite the fact there have been multiple cases of this occurring. But no, we don't. But of course, the mainstream media or even the establishment doesn't want that to occur in our society. They really want people to take the vaccine, and that's it. No questions or anything like that. No ifs, ands, or buts. You must take the vaccine, or else you're basically a shitty person in the establishment's eyes. Really weird, that, isn't it? Really weird. But anyway, just continue on with that. According to Scottish Labour's health spokesperson Jackie Bailey, some women still have concerns about the vaccine due to early advice that pregnant women should not be vaccinated. Unfair and inhumane. Ms. Bailey told the BBC's Drive Time that no attempt had been made to understand individual circumstances. She said she wanted the Scottish Government to completely review the decision. Having spoken to some of these women, some of them have been vaccinated, she said. They maybe missed the booster because they actually had COVID at the time, but this is the problem. And see, even with that, I don't even think the Scottish Government really give too much of a fuck about people's concerns about the vaccine, because after all, when it comes to the vaccine, this would be something that the Scottish Government, especially the SNP, that are really wanting to push this down into people's throats. So, I mean, the point being made that Miss Bailey is making that, the Scottish Government should be a lot more concerned about this, about the person's well-being and their concerns. They don't give a shit. They don't give a damn about the individual's right when it comes to the vaccine or not. And it's not just the Scottish Government either. A lot of governments are, at least in the West, are really trying to push this. Really wonder why that may be the case, but anyway. Let me see. Where was I? I think it just past that last sentence or paragraph there. Anyway, so continue on with the quote here. Other women told me that it's actually been really confusing at the start when they were told that if you were trying to get pregnant, if you were within 3 months of trying to get pregnant, you shouldn't have a vaccination. Obviously, that advice has been changed, of course, really quick, as I mentioned before. But what it takes is medical professionals to reassure these women so that they can go and get vaccinated. For a lot of these women, this is their chance to start a family, and to have that taken away from them just overnight seems utterly unfair and inhumane. The Scottish Government spokesperson said, "We continue to review the evidence and will look to review this decision early this year." Again, the Scottish Government don't give a shit. They want you to take the vaccine, and that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And which I actually find this really funny, because when it comes to the Scottish Government, again, more specifically the SNP, because that's who's running it at this point. When it comes to like women in pregnancy wanting to start a family and all of that, I remember there was like a bit of a story that came out about Scottish couples who, whether they're married or not married, but they're starting a family, having their firstborn child or second child or anything like that at all, they would receive like I guess you would call it like a welcome basket or something like that. Like, it's got all essential items like baby clothing, nappies, maybe a couple of like baby toys and all, maybe a couple of children's books and whatnot. There was also condoms in that welcome package as well. I guess I was trying to tell the couple that, hey, it's great that you got a child and all, but we've got some condoms here. So if you want, if you're gonna start shagging again, then just wear some protection next time, okay? And it's like, no, like if the couple, regardless if they're married or not, if they want to start a family, especially if they want to have a second child or third child, whatever child may be, then that's their business. Like, who the fuck are the SNP supposed to tell people, hey, it's great and all you got a child and that, but here's some condoms next time, so you just wear protection after that. It's like, fuck you. You don't get to fucking tell us how many children we should have or not. Like, that's our business, not yours. Keep the fuck out of it. Sorry for my language, but it's kind of stuff like that, where something like this, like the Scottish Government, they will not give a damn whatsoever. They will not give a damn. Poor outcomes for unvaccinated. A large number, a number of clinicians. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that word before. But anyway, excuse me, clinicians, as well as patient and government representatives, had met to discuss the decision to defer fertility treatment. Fertility expert Dr. Abha Maheshwari, fucking foreign, who was among clinicians, sorry, I've never heard of that word before, but anyway, to advise the government on the matter, urged anyone who was pregnant or was considering pregnancy to get the COVID-19 vaccine. She said, "I appreciate women are concerned about anything externally going in their bodies, especially when they're trying for pregnancy, but there is plenty of data, and all the bodies which are advising on vaccines are very, very clear that vaccines are very safe, whether you take it in pregnancy or are trying to get pregnant." Right. Again, as I mentioned before, despite the fact there have been numerous amount of cases of people having certain side effects happen to them after taking the vaccine, whether it be seizures or people having heart attacks after taking the vaccine, especially if they're like a footballer, as I mentioned before. Again, there's all this like really weird stuff, which you think people would raise a red flag over, but again, it's all being brushed under the rug by the establishment. And again, I really wonder why that may be the case. I really wonder why. Let me see. Just continuing from that after this. The data very much shows that those who are in critical care are mostly unvaccinated. Those who are getting admitted to hospital are mostly unvaccinated. There is evidence of poor outcomes in COVID for unvaccinated pregnant women. Those who are unvaccinated are more likely to get the disease. If they are pregnant, obviously they are at a high risk. Then again, how do you explain all of these cases of people taking the vaccine, but all the seizures, the heart attacks, and all the other health defects? How do you think that may occur? How the hell do you explain that exactly? And I believe that's the end of the article and that. So yeah, again, just really sick stuff. All of this because she's not been vaccinated, despite the fact she's been told before that it's not a good idea to to be vaccinated while being pregnant. So obviously she was trying to follow the advice from her doctor. But then after all of this happened, it's like, well, sorry, you know, we can't exactly do anything with your pregnancy because you're not vaccinated. Like, just utter fucking clown world we're living in just now. Completely disgusting with that fact. Let me see here. So, speaking of like vaccination, so sorry, English Rose. I just I just thought I would just say that out of the open in that case. But anyway, let me see. The French letters won't be in bean packs, so there we go. Let me see here. I believe. Hello, Spiffy Acorn. How you doing? Hello, guys. Sorry I'm late. No worries. You're here anyway, so that's no worries. Let me see. I think there's another familiar face in the chat. Hello, Joe. How you doing, sir? Thank you very much for watching the show. Let me see. I think there was also Resisting the Lies. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. The SNP missed the point of baby boxes. Denmark ran the scheme first, but gave the boxes as gifts or incentives to pregnant women to attend natal classes. Yeah, I think that's that in this case. Howard Long, how you doing? They want to sterilize the whites. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. The SNP, however, brag at every conference that they missed that point. Yeah, of course they would. I mean, it's the SNP after all at the end of the day. But all the sports stars collapsing after smoking weed apparently in the US. Of course. So they'll blame weed after that. Right. Interesting that. XL Viking, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. And also Ugly Truth, how you doing? Right. Thanks for being here, Ugly Truth. So, right. Okay. Let me see. There was also something else I was going to show. If I'll actually see if I can find that video just very quickly. John Enoch Powell, MBE, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. Let me see if I can find that video real quick, because this was pretty based, in my opinion. I know that many other people have also talked about it as well. I think there's other people that streamed on their shows that also talked about this as well. And where exactly was it? I found it on. Sorry, if you could bear with me just a second, folks, I'll see if I can find this video. It's basically the doctor who talked to some politician and basically says, I'm not taking the vaccine, but even if I don't take the vaccine, then I'm going to be basically sacked from my job because I would not take the vaccine. Where the hell have I found it? Last time it was another group chat and Telegram. Bollocks. Right. Or maybe it might be on Twitter if I'm not mistaken. Hold on one second. Sorry, folks. If you could just bear with me just now, and I'll see if I can find this video real quick. Wasn't expecting to maybe talking about this, but I figured because with that article we just covered just now, I kind of figured that I'll show the video as like kind of like it's part of the overall theme of like COVID-19 and that. So I'm pretty sure I did like that. Let me see if I can find it here. Where was it? And after I've shown that, I'll definitely show another video that's really just showcasing just the absolute madness we're living in just now in the current society. But anyway, no, I don't think it's there on the Twitter. God damn it. It's on Mark's Telegram. Is it? Right. Because it was another Telegram group I found it on. But if it's on Mark's, that would be very perfect. Thanks very much for pointing that out, English Rose. Right. This is the one. Yeah. So YouTube links. I'll see if I can also click on that as well. What the fuck is going on? Oh, it's been removed by the uploader. That's bollocks. God damn it. Right. Brave Doctor. Sajid Javid. Sorry, my bad. God, I can't speak tonight. Let me see if I can find this. Right. Okay. Sajid Vajid. Right. Javed, there we go. It's a foreign name, so you can't exactly blame me if I can't really pronounce it right. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not a European sounding name, so. Ah, dear. Right. Sorry, folks. I'll see. This is it. Right. Okay. Let me just full screen that shit, and then it's about 40 seconds long. So I don't know if this might be the full clip, because I know there's like a minute long version, but I'll just put this on at the moment, and then I'll keep it open here. So let's see. Just now, share that on the Telegram. Quickly pause that, and then we'll see from that here. I've also noticed as well, folks, because I've seen this video before, as I mentioned just now, but there was a question that Javid asked these women here about the vaccine, whether or not they've been vaxxed or not, and will they take the vaccine. They all just kind of looked at each other, just like kind of very hesitant to answer the question because they don't know about the answer, type of thing. But then, of course, you get the other doctor who's very very brave and just coming out and saying, yeah, I'm not going to be taking it. But anyway, enough about me. I'll just play the video just now. So here we go.
What do you think of the new rule to require vaccination of all NHS staff?
I'm not happy about that. So,
You're not happy with it, tell me.
So I have been positive. I've got antibodies. I've been working on COVID ITU since the beginning. I have not had a vaccination. I do not want to have a vaccination. The vaccine's reducing transmission only for 8 weeks with Delta. With Omicron, it's probably less. And for that, I would be dismissed if I don't have a vaccine. It's not, the science isn't strong enough.
Yeah, so that's basically the gist of what the gentleman said there, and I'll just come back out of there just a second. Anyway, let's see. Love that clip. The look on their faces. Yeah, well, it's nice to see that someone is actually coming out and saying, "Look, I'm not going to take the vaccine. Here's my reasons for it." Which I wonder what would be the reaction to that, because again, throughout this whole COVID pandemic, we've been hearing a lot from the mainstream media of these these people talking about how, like, oh, the doctors, everything they're saying about COVID, it should be 100% factual, like basically almost looked at as like a form of religion at that point. And it's just, and you should never question it or anything like that at all. But then here you have this case about this doctor right here. And Corona, I'll have a look at that in just a short second. But anyway, I'll just come back to what I was saying there. But here you have this one doctor who I never had the chance to know who the doctor is, or sorry, the name of that doctor. But here you have a doctor who's like, look, I'm not taking the vaccine. Here's my reasons for it. There's not really a lot of evidence or backup, like claims or whatever the phrase he said in that, but but it's really nice to see that someone is actually putting their foot down and say, look, I'm not going to take it, here's why. So I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be sacked after that. But again, it's funny because here you have, as I said, there's a doctor there who said, I'm not taking it, and gives his reasons for it. And then I wonder what would be the reaction from everyone else's faces, because again, especially if it's from the mainstream press, because they keep pushing this idea of you should listen to your doctor, you should listen to everything they say, everything is all scientifically backed and correct, and you should never question it whatsoever. But then as soon as someone like that doctor comes out and says, well, I don't want to take it, here's why, then they can't really say anything about it, because they've been promoting this propaganda for almost 2 years now of, again, listen to your doctor, for months now, like, listen and believe. And it's like they can't exactly say anything about this whatsoever. But anyway, I just find it really funny that, and also really white pilling to see something like that happen in that case. And yeah, just what I'll do is Corona, I'll just see if I can have a look at that, because that's quite news to me. Patriotic Alternative women review misogynistic abuse heart. Oh, right, okay. And you say this is a hit piece for, well, not for, but towards PA Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on one second. Yeah, even your question before that. Chief, any thoughts on today's bullshit hit piece on PA Scotland? Yeah, let me see if I can have a I'll look at this real quick, and then I'll see if I can get that up here in just a sec. Right. Wonder if how I can. Oh, that's from the video. Right. Okay. Right. I'll see if I can be able to. And I'll actually come back to that video shortly. Right. But I'll definitely have a look at this because this definitely came to my attention just now. Thanks very much for pointing this out to me. Let's see back here. Yep, sorry, another fucking boomer moment. Sorry about that. I just typed in the link within the same page as I'm on for my StreamYard, so my apologies for that. Let me see. You think for me doing streaming for the past like couple of years, you think I'm very adjust to doing what I need to do when it comes to that, but sadly not apparently. So anyway, let me see if I can find this article and then we'll have a look at this together. So right, let me see if I can find it here. Let me see. And I hope it's allowing me to see through the entirety of the article here. So Patriotic Alternative. See here. Right. So just so I get the right one here, because I've also seen this as well. So this is the one there. So creepy misogynistic abuse at heart of far right group. What the hell is this? Yeah, so this is I'll also share the screen real quick. Streaky Bacon, sorry. Corona, if you're still watching, could you let me know if this is the right article I found here? Because I think this might be the right one, but just let me know if this is the right article in question. This one again from the National Patriotic Alternative. Women reveal misogynistic abuse at heart of far right group. Well, this is quite an accusation to make, so let's have a look at this real quick. Let me see. Right then, two women formerly involved in Patriotic Alternative, a far-right group whose most active chapter is in Scotland, has described how they suffered depression and suicidal thoughts after misogynistic abuse and threats by supporters. That's really interesting. Really interesting because, you know, I mean, to be fair with that, there have been some, female members who come in and went into the movement, but I've never in fact, there's even still some female members still part of Patriotic Alternative Scotland even now, and I've never seen any misogynistic abuse towards them or anything like that at all. So I don't understand where this accusation is coming from. I think this just comes off as as Corona said, another hit piece in this case. So we'll just have a look through it more, and then we'll see with that. So let's have a look just real quick. Yeah. Cool, back here. Right, okay. The organization is really dangerous, quote unquote, they said. Backed up experts on fascism who have also expressed fears over PA and pro-rape comments by men following far-right groups on platforms such as Telegram. This is, I'm sorry, this is like the second paragraph I'm on, and already this is just such fucking bullshit. I honestly think, right, here's the thing, folks, with that. See if there were in any like PA group, especially if it's the Scotland PA Telegram groups, anybody who makes comments who are very pro-rape or very pro-misogynistic in tone or anything like that at all, we'll definitely talk to them. And if they continue with that, then they'll be booted out. Definitely. But that type of shit is not welcome in our community whatsoever. So again, this just comes off as incredibly, very much like a hit piece in this case. So one woman told the Ferret she suffered nightmares and panic attacks and contemplated suicide after a threat of rape. The woman spoke to the Ferret on condition of anonymity because they fear repercussions. Patriotic Alternative, PA for short, was described last month as Britain's fascist threat by Hope Not Hate. who even takes Hope Not Hate seriously? Fuck them. The anti-racist group said PA's most active chapter was in Scotland, where they are still actively recruiting. The UK-wide organisation has links to bad neo-Nazi terror group National Action. It added Hope Not Hate's report followed revelations by the Ferret this year that some PA supporters in Scotland were neo-Nazis and former members of the far-right group, the Scottish Defence League. An undercover investigation found PA supporters posted racist and anti-Semitic comments and disturbing images in a private group on messaging app Telegram. The private group of around 60 people contained individuals who have been members of or expressed support for neo-Nazi groups Blood and Honour, the British National Party, or the BNP, New British Union, and the British Union of Fascists. One person who used the pseudonym Iron Thunder posted images of himself holding what appeared to be an automatic weapon alongside swastika flags and photos of Adolf Hitler. Again, is there any evidence for that? Because that's the thing when it comes to these hit pieces, right? They say, like, oh, well, we found sources like this and this, like images and all that. Okay, post them in the fucking article then. Post them in the article to showcase that, yeah, this is a fact. Here's the evidence for it. But they never really do that. It's almost like, again, it's this case of just listen and believe, apparently. But anyway, let's have continuing with this further. Both women who spoke to the Ferret are no longer involved with PA. Women A contacted us after 5 people were killed last August in Plymouth by Jack Davison, and had heard of incel culture, which involves men blaming women for their sexual failings. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything to do with us, like PA or any nationalists for that matter? Jake Davison was just a scumbag for what he did. I mean, obviously he was going through like a lot of, turmoil and all of that, but and I think if someone actually were to talk to him, maybe try and move his life around, maybe he would be in a better spot. But alas, he took his complete anger out on innocent people, and he was a complete scumbag for doing that. So, but again, what does this have to do with the price of rice in China? May I ask? Like, what the fuck does this have anything to do with PA? Oh, that's right. It has absolutely nothing to do with PA or any nationalist groups for that matter. It just comes off as another part of, oh, let's just put this in the article just to make it look even more of a threat in this case. Fucking bullshit. She explained how she was drawn to far-right politics after the 27 terrorist attack in Manchester. Initially, she followed the English Defence League, the EDL for short, then became involved with PA, having got swept up in a kind of holy war, believing she had to fight for Western civilization. Woman A told the Ferret, a lot of people are drawn to that, and a lot of women like me, they PA tailored to make it sound a lot less dangerous than it is. We are nice, but we don't hate people, and then you only realize how dangerous it is when you're in it. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I'll give up more of my points in a sec, but I really want to read more of this article just now. So, while following the EDL, she suffered online abuse from men, and a male supporter of PA started stalking her. She said, this person was sending messages to my house. He was sending letters. He was calling me all the time. He was sending me obscene threats and pictures, all this kind of stuff. The Ferret has seen some of those messages, including one threatening to rape women A. She said the constant threat of danger caused her to suffer anxiety and panic attacks on a daily basis. This is a quote from himself. I would jump at the patio lights coming on at night and would regularly check and double check the locks on doors and windows, fearing someone could break into my property at any point, she said. I would have nightmares about strange men coming into my bedroom window and would become hyper-vigilant when out walking or using my phone and laptop, as I had also my private accounts hacked and I had no way of knowing how my personal data was being used or what was being shared with others. She also claimed there was disturbing online discussions among male PA supporters about other females with running themes of subjugation with women and degrading women, essentially, basically degradation. Sorry. Women A continued, I think these groups are actually really dangerous, especially after the Davidson shooting. Again, what does that have to do with us exactly? I have no idea. These people are full of rage. Rage, they can't find a partner. Rage because they feel the world is against them. Like, you fucking, before you know it, you've gone from worrying about demographics to laughing at the idea of a woman you've never met being raped. If they're willing to treat women in their own circles like this, imagine how they could go on to threat those outside of the group. See, this comes off as someone who was never really into the idea of proper nationalism to begin with. This is just someone who just comes off as a LARPer coming into the movement and then decide. Because see, I really don't buy this idea that she must have been degraded or like treated like a second-class citizen because she has a vagina, or a woman in this case, because we don't ever treat women like poorly or anything like that at all. In fact, we're actually against the idea of treating women badly or anything like that at all. None of us, I think it was mentioned in my chat before. I can't remember who said it, but they're against the idea of swearing at a woman, or in this case, but basically treating women as if like, well, I don't want to come off as like like a feminist or anything like in this case, but basically treating women as if like they're not necessarily like top priority, but basically we would never degrade them. We would never treat them as like rape is funny or anything like that at all. As a matter of fact, people like myself and people in our circles, we talk about rape cases, molestation cases with our people all the time. Our people being molested and raped by all these non-whites. In fact, there's even been recent reports of this fairly recently. In fact, I think I found them on my Instagram. There was like someone I follow posting stuff like this about that constantly. So again, this idea of, I actually think, here's a bit of a theory I have with this woman, right, who was part of PA but now left and is now claiming that there's massive amounts of misogyny within the movement. Never mind the fact that, again, another point I want to make about that, never mind the fact that we have Laura Towler, who's like the deputy leader of Patriotic Alternative. We have members, like very well respected members, I may add, like Jodie Kay, who is loved by pretty much everybody within PA. Everyone adores her, with that. People like R. Claire, people like bollocks. I'm trying to think. I think there may be some people I know, but obviously they're not really public people. So obviously I want to try and keep them private as humanly possible. But there's a lot of women within PA, and they're all liked and well respected. This idea of there's a lot of misogyny within PA, I just think is complete fucking bullshit. Now, just to go back into my point about my theory as to why this woman would make claims such as these, I think she was asked to maybe do more like actual activism, like leafleting or anything like that at all. She wasn't really too keen on the idea of doing that, and maybe she was maybe asked multiple times maybe to be a bit more active and actually do something for the cause, but she wouldn't really heed them. So, and then after that, maybe she was asked to leave, or maybe she didn't really want to participate because it wasn't really to her liking. But the point is, it's nothing to do with misogyny. I think it's really to do with the fact of lack of activity within the movement. But anyway, that's just my theory about that in this case. But we'll continue with that here. Another former female PA supporter also spoke to the Ferret on condition we protect her identity. Woman B became involved with the group after taking an interest in British nationalism. She said, I saw PA Foreman and it was community friendly. I just felt eager to get involved. In the beginning, that is how it was. Like they were very friendly and welcoming, but that doesn't last. They are so creepy. Basically, they're just stalkers. If you're a woman and you get involved with this kind of movement, you will meet a lot of men who are very kind of desperate. Again, is there any evidence to back up this claim? I'm sure there may be some form of evidence they might mention, but again, I would be led to believe that when it comes to not just PA Scotland, but any regional group in PA, if there was that kind of activity going on, if a guy was stalking a woman or if a woman was stalking a man or anything like that at all, members within those regional groups would definitely speak out against it. Like, hey, this is getting a bit, creepy now. You're creeping out this member. Could you please cut that off? Or if you're not, then we're just gonna have to kick you out of the group. Again, we would never condone anything like that. So anyway, we'll continue on from there. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was here. They'll try and get your attention away if they can. They'll be constantly in your DMs, direct messages, commenting on everything you do, trying to get your attention. And when you don't give them that, they'll become nasty. Okay. Again, is there any evidence for this? But let's have a look here. Woman B continued. I took myself away from it all. It was really bad for me. It was really bad for my mental health. It caused me a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. So I've just been distancing myself from it for the past year, and I feel a lot better. The woman spoke to the following the attack in Plymouth by Davison. It was the UK's worst mass shooting in over a decade and brought into sharp focus the so-called incel movement, men who call themselves involuntary celibates and blame women for their own lack of sexual and social statuses. Again, this is just such fucking bullshit when it comes to this idea of incels being part of PA, because the whole part of PA, especially when it comes to like our fitness groups, our point of PA fitness is that we want our members to be fit and healthy, you have a better lifestyle, and also to actually better themselves. So this idea of it's actually like an incel like group, complete fucking bullshit. Complete fucking bullshit. Davison shot his mother before a shooting spree, which ended when he turned the gun on himself. Since 2014, incels have carried out mass killings in California, Florida, and Toronto. Woman A says she feared far-right groups such as PA provided a breeding ground for incels. Jesus Christ. Professor Matthew Feldman, below, director of the Center for Analysis of the Radical Right, said that while some incels self-identify as being on the left, there are large overlaps with the radical right regarding misogyny. I doubt that. Finally, some incel manifestos look very much like radical right terrorist manifestos, who had testified, said Feldman, who had testified at terrorism trials in Scotland. These involuntary celibate groups online are rich pickings for radical right recruiters, since they can provide a racial and conspiratorial explanation for the failure of relationships with women that is rooted in politics, not culture. Regarding claims of misogyny among supporters of PA, Feldman said that this came as no surprise. He added, in my view, this is a thuggish, racist movement in Britain that publicly espouses reactionary gender policies. Despite all the doublespeak, what goes on behind the scenes is undoubtedly far more extreme. Feldman said he agrees that with Hope Not Hate, that PA is a fascist organization downplaying its underlying Nazi doctrine while presenting a superficial family-friendly image. How is this superficial family-friendly image? PA is definitely family-friendly. I mean, there's been activities we've done where we get families together, get children involved and all of that. Like, it's supposed to be about community when it comes to PA, and families would be considered to be part of that community. It's oh my god. Anyway, we'll continue on from there. In a recent report, Anti-Semitism and Misogyny, Hope Not Hate claims that PA is anti-Semitic to the core, but strives for a wholesome, family-friendly image, hoping to recruit both men and women in order to build cohesive far-right communities. The report said misogyny is widespread on the messaging app Telegram, and that attacks on gay men are especially commonplace, which indicates the heterosexual male dominance of these spaces. Again, is there any evidence for that? Do you have like screenshots of these? Do you have like actual text messages from Telegram or anything like that? I thought, just so we know that this is actually the case whatsoever. So let me see here. Sexual assault is a prominent theme, the report added. With pro-rape comments not uncommon, the authors argued that anti-feminism, misogyny, and anti-Semitism intersect with the former prejudices potentially acting as pathways towards the latter. In recent years, the anti-Semitic far right has become increasingly adept at steering antipath. I can't even fucking speak tonight. Sorry, antipathy to feminism and women more broadly towards Jew hatred, reasserting men's status at the expense of others. In recent years, a number of women have been targeted by far-right extremists in the UK. In 2016, the Labour MP Joe Cox, here we go, Joe Cox again, died after being shot and stabbed multiple times in West Yorkshire by Thomas Mayer, who was born in Kilmarnock. Police found that Mayer had a small library about the Nazis, German military history, and white supremacy, which he kept in the bedroom at his home on a bookshelf topped by a gold-coloured Third Reich eagle with a swastika. Another female Labour MP was a target of far-right extremism in 2017. Jack Renshaw of the banned neo-Nazi group National Action, plotted to murder Rosie Cooper, a West Lanarkshire MP. He was jailed for life in 2019. PA was asked to comment. The ferret is a... Oh, was there a comment? Oh, I was asked to comment, and of course, no response whatsoever. The ferret is an editorial, independent, not non-for-profit corporate. Okay, that's fine, or whatever. Was there any comments in this case with that? So from Emily Campbell, Scotland fights fascists. Yeah, that's terrific. Jesus. Far right group who are Nazi, and this is your article about how bad to women they are. They hate anything that's not them. You don't, and making it solely into a misogyny story is pathetic. Ryan, you fucking idiot. Right. Okay. So just anyway, thank you very much, Corona, for pointing this article out to me. That's really interesting. Now, of course, the point, like, so basically, what was I going to say? Yeah, PA has, especially all these nationalist groups have, well, more specifically, Patriotic Alternative has a very strong misogyny problem going on. There's just one problem to that, as I mentioned earlier on. How then do you explain members such as Laura Towler, who's a very prominent member of PA, especially being the deputy leader of PA? How do you explain people like Jodie Kay? How do you explain people like R. Claire and et cetera, et cetera? There's a lot of women in PA, and yeah, if I, you know what, see if I actually manage to go to the conference this year or even the summer camp, I'll definitely be asking, or maybe I can ask some. Actually, you know what? There's maybe some female members in the chat just now. Yeah, Laura is the most valuable member in figure in PA. She definitely is. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm sure there may be some female viewers of mine who are watching the show just now. I'd like to ask you guys in the chat: have any of you, women, have any of you have felt any form of misogyny or degrading or anything like that at all within, say, PA or any of these live chats or anything like that at all? I'm very curious with that. Laura's class, that's very true. Felix Boru, and also welcome to watching the show. Maybe it was unwashed, dressed up as I don't know about that, but anyway, but no, a very serious question I'd like to ask any female viewer watching the show just now, because I know there are some female viewers. We got one from Abby Wood, or the Anglo-Saxon teacher. Hello, Abby. Thank you very much for watching. No, of course not. Well, there you go. That's one example from Abby. Thank you very much for watching the show, of course. No, I haven't, from Toby Radley. Thanks, Toby. Let me see. It was a shim rim dim. Let's see. Okay, so we've got one example from Abby. Let's see if there's anyone else in the chat who is a female as well. Maybe we'll talk about whether or not if they felt any form of misogyny or felt degraded with being part of PA or anything like that at all. Everyone's pointing out What's the name of the chap? Concerned England, unwashed, dressed image, but nah. So anyway, let me see here. So yeah, again, as I mentioned before, like when it comes to say like hit pieces like that, any publicity is good publicity. So, and even of course, as I mentioned, there are still some female members within, say, PA Scotland, and yet. In fact, I can maybe ask them at some point, but maybe have they felt felt like treated badly because they're women or anything like that at all? Because I highly doubt that. I don't think they've been treated badly or anything like that at all. As a matter of fact, if they've been treated badly by anyone else, then we would stand up and say, hey, don't ever talk to them like that, don't treat them like that. There are women, and respect them a bit more. In fact, even Indigenous Advocate saying in the chat, women need to start dressing modestly, acting ladylike, and men need to start treating women like ladies. I agree with that. Definitely do agree with that. And that's really thanks to feminism. The idea of like women, you don't need to feel like you be modest. Sorry, excuse me, to feel modest or anything like that at all. You're a strong, independent woman. You could do whatever you want. But no, I agree with that. Women should start dressing up all modestly. Start acting ladylike, and of course, men need to treat women who actually do act like that and do dress like that to treat them like ladies. I do agree with that statement, definitely. Streaky Bacon. I remember when Unwashed was offering on Tommy Rabestein in a charity boxing match. That would have been over fast. Yeah, to be honest, I don't want to come off a bit like a bitch fest or anything like that at all. But I mean, I would see Tommy winning that fight. To be quite honest with you, but in English Rose. Of the few interactions I've had, all have been normal and positive. Everyone has been lovely. Well, there you go. Another example from English Rose. There is another example from English Weather. Not in the slightest. Again, there we go with that. And just one last point about that anyway. So I definitely do think, and if there's been any women from PA or any nationalist female, whether it be people like Abby or English Rose or English Weather in the chat just now, or anyone else for that matter who may be a female watching, or a woman for that matter, I would, when it comes to PH as an example, I do think if there is some form of like women being treated badly by anybody in any regional group, I do think other members within our groups would say, look, that's enough. Like, what the fuck are you doing, kind of thing. So. But anyway, yeah, I do think we do treat our women good in this case. I do, as I said, when it comes to Indigenous Advocate, I think I said it, or Streaky Bacon, one of the two. I do think women should be dressed more modestly, act like ladylike. And I think if they do start doing that, I do think men should treat them as ladies in that case. But I definitely do agree with that. Oh, I got an email from. Let's see, from Kofi. Hold on 1 second. I believe I received a donation from. Let me just have a quick look and see. £1 donation. Thank you very much for the £1 donation. I believe this is from Roscoe. Hold on 1 second. It's from Roscoe. Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much, Roscoe. I appreciate the £1 donation. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Let me see. I'll just go back onto here. Let me see. Felix Borer again. Hold on 1 sec. Also, Celtic Britain. Thank you very much for watching. Peas, boxing, and tea cakes. Wales v Ireland. I spotted you, matey. Ah, dear. Blackwater Park. How you doing? The right usually believes in traditional gender roles. To the left, that's misogyny. Right. That may be also what kind of boils down to the women who may be talking about that in that article. They don't like the idea of traditional values when it comes to the genders, especially when it comes to women. So, of course, still believing in their whole lefty type of ideology, they still think, well, no, I'd rather be my own individuality, my own individuality. I do believe that, as a woman, I should be still strong and independent. It's like, look, that's not the point when it comes to that. All right, we believe in traditional gender roles in this case for both genders. So if you don't like it, then that's mainly on you, mate, not ours in that case. But let me see here. Traditional women roles actually benefit girls and women. Fair enough. Yep, I do agree with that. Let me see here. I think that's about. Right. Okay. Cool. So I'll just actually, maybe I can keep that here because maybe I can show this to the rest of PA Scotland. I don't know if maybe they've seen the article, but I don't know any member from PA Scotland maybe watching this just now, but maybe this might bring their attention to it. But anyway, Indigenous advocate again. If girls are taught modesty, start acting modestly and ladylike, men might start treating them better. You know what? I do agree with that. Because actually been something I've been noticing recently when it comes to, say, the current society we're in just now. Whereas I mentioned before, and somewhere for some, like I'm repeating myself here throughout the stream, but there's been something I've been noticing. In fact, there was a video I've watched on Instagram where there's like a guy with a group of women, and they're talking about how, oh, why is it that women always get treated, badly? How come they never do get respected by men and all of that? And these are the same like women who talk about making this point while also being a sex worker or support sex work and all of that, believe in the idea that women shouldn't be tied into any type of relationship with a man or start a family at a young age or anything like that. They should be out there and be all strong and independent and whatnot. But the guy basically turns around and said, look, the reason why this is all happening is because of all the stuff that you mentioned just now. No man wants to date or marry someone who's part of the sex industry or the porn industry for that matter. No man respects that. Men actually respect women who, as people in the chat mentioned just now, who are a lot more modest and they dress modestly and start acting all ladylike. Many men actually do like women like that. This idea that the typical man likes a big-breasted woman with her boobs like not out of the open, but the kind of like shown like unbuttoned sleeve or anything like that at all, wearing short skirts and all of that, looking all like like sassy and whatnot. And it's like, look, listen, sweetheart, no guy likes that. All right, no respectable man who actually respects women, who actually is a member of like the patriarchy, if I dare to say, actually likes that. The us guys, we especially within our side of the fence, our movement, we actually do like women who do respect themselves, who are very modest. I know it sounds like I keep repeating myself throughout the stream tonight, and I do apologize for that, folks. But I think it is important these points to be brought up, because all the stuff when it comes to modesty and all of that, it's you can say it's pretty much almost gone. Like it's no longer around at this point, and it's a shame too, because you look back at history, especially when you see people like back in the day, like men and women, when it comes to that, especially in traditional gender roles, there's a lot of people who do crave for that to be brought back. And I think we're living in a time where people, sorry, excuse me, that I think people are very welcoming to the idea of bringing back some form of traditional values and whatnot. Let me see here. My favorite part of my wife is her broth or cooking. I would imagine. Yeah, I mean, if they were like a good cook, then that's another thing that I do like about a woman. And I don't want to come off as like sexist or anything like that at all. But if you're a woman and if you're a really good cook, then I appreciate that a lot more as well. So, yes, dressing up like as sluts have become normal. It's a shame. It is a shame. It's become the new norm essentially. Just dress up as like scantily clad as provocatively dressed as humanly possible. That's basically the new norm. And if they're dressed modestly as they can, then they'll just be looked at as, what's the word, like prudish or something like that. And it's like, no, I actually respect a woman a lot more if they dress more modestly. But again, that's just me. I'm sure many people in the chat just now. So cheesecake is the word you're looking for. Fair enough. Fair enough. When did prostitution first became known as sex work? I think that's more like a fairly recent thing, Rory Herbert, or sorry, Rory. I would say around about maybe not, well, maybe last year, the year before, maybe around 2019, just about the late 2010s, early 2020s. There's been this like shift to try and make prostitution, pornography, and all of that, let's not call it that. Let's call it sex work, because it sounds more not just more politically correct, but you could see it sounds a lot more appealing to a lot of people, because if we call it sex work, then many people will look at that and think, oh, it doesn't really sound that bad. I might actually want to become a sex worker myself. And it comes off as incredibly sinister regarding to that, and like really disgusting in my opinion with that. But anyway, I always wanted to take part in a Mooney wedding. I wonder what a Mooney wedding. What the hell is that exactly? Let me have a look at that. Sorry, excuse me. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I would basically would call them, sex dealers. Yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to with that. I've known a few women who dabbled in a bit part-time prostitution back in the day just to pay the bills. It's quite common, I'm sorry to say. It's a shame, but yeah, that's pretty much the time we're living just now. Especially with the whole advent of OnlyFans. I mean, that's been pushed to high heaven. I know there's a lot of women, especially like lassies, who turn 18 or maybe slightly older, and then they start doing OnlyFans because they make a lot of money for it. As a matter of fact, a bit of a story to tell in this case when it comes to OnlyFans. And I don't know if maybe I've told this story before on Mood of the Nation or any other live stream for that matter, but I was a year or two ago, like back then, like maybe I think it was like a couple of years back. I remember I was working at a call center at the time, and I'm not going to mention like the business name again, just for like privacy's sake. But I was working at a call center at the time, and I think this was maybe during I think it was 2020, because I remember at that point there was barely any calls coming through, because nobody knew whether or not we were open or not, because this was like at the height of the whole COVID pandemic that was going on, and the whole lockdowns first started. But anyway, I was with a group, and I think this was maybe, sorry, excuse me, maybe during maybe June or July, maybe August. This was around about say during the summertime, maybe even May. I'm not entirely too sure, but it was around about that time. I do know that. There was a lassie who was not in our team, but he was part of another team that we were quite friendly with at that point. And she, again, I'm not going to mention the lass's name because I don't know her personally, but I know of her because she went to the same work as me and all of that. But anyway, it's a case of I know of her type of thing from other people. But basically, she came out and said to everyone, almost everybody from our group and team or whatnot, that she started OnlyFans. She, started basically taking pictures of herself, nude and whatnot. I don't know if she said if she went to the extra mile, if you know what I mean, with other people, but from what I was told, she basically did like nude photographs on her OnlyFans account. She even went as far as telling her own manager about this, and her manager at the time was like, "Okay, cool." And I'm just thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, if this was like maybe like I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, but if this was like a decade or 15, 20, maybe 30 years ago, in fact, she would never dare. I mean, if the internet or if OnlyFans like that was around back then, she would never dare to would make a statement like that. Like, oh, I'm doing this type of work. I make a lot of money doing so with that. She would never dare make anything or say anything about that. That would be something that would be looked at as shameful. Like, it's very shameful of a woman to do that type of work. But nowadays, because it's so out in the open and people are just flaunting to being part of OnlyFans or anything like that at all, it's commonplace now. You can't get away with it anymore. Let me see here from Indigenous Advocate one. But many girls send boyfriends raunchy pictures, etc., to their phones. Then all their mates see them. Some girls have no shame. We have sunk low. What's the bloody schools teaching them for FC? Well, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of scandals going on with our education systems, especially when it comes to pornography. It's disgusting what they're basically showing our children nowadays. I think there was a point being made by English Rose. A lot of people in the chat are liking. Let me have a look and see. Sorry, excuse me. From English Rose, if a woman wants a man who will value and respect her, she has to earn that. It's not her right. She must strive to be the best she can be, and vice versa. That's a very excellent point, English Rose. Definitely. Like, this whole idea of, again, that's another problem when it comes to women in our society. Again, not all women, I want to make that very clear. But in terms of women who follow the mainstream trend, if you will, this idea that they could be strong and independent, and you don't have to like work for anything you want. You deserve everything you get, or anything like that at all. As if, like, because they were born a woman, it's like they're obligated to have this sort of thing. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. If you want, as English Rose pointed out in the chat, if you want a man to respect you, to like you, or maybe to love you, in that way, then you have to earn their respect for you. You have to earn that way of a man treating you like that. And that is by being modest. That's acting all modestly, by dressing modestly, by acting like a lady and all of that. Because again, men, actually respect that about women. And I think seeing something like sex work or anything like that at all, puts women off. Young girls / women need to be protected at all costs. Too many get preyed upon as no fathers around. Yeah, that's all because of the, in this case, the high divorce rates. Again, you could say that maybe as part of the overall problem, where this whole strong, feminist icon or anything like that at all, women don't need no man or anything like that at all. It's just something like that. It's just also, again, just part of the overall problem with that. But I had a colleague try to show me nude photos of his girlfriend on his phone. He couldn't understand why I didn't want to see them and got angry. He called me a weirdo. Wait a minute. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. We're living in a time where, again, just absolute utter degeneracy is just being pushed upon our people, where that's bizarre to me, Gamma Sandwich, where the guy who tried to show you images of his girlfriend, like nude photographs of his girlfriend to you, you didn't want to see them, obviously for obvious reasons, and he calls you the weirdo. That's really bizarre. And again, that just goes to show the type of society we're living in just now, folks. Really bizarre that. News just in. Deltacron is the new found strain. Didn't take them long, did it? All right. Feminism has much to answer for. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Let's have a look just for a minute here. Oh, that is real. Holy shit. What is the Deltacron COVID variant? A new strain of COVID known as the Deltacron variant has reportedly been found in Cyprus. You're right, concerned Englander. That didn't take them long to to push this new variant, and this is in Cyprus apparently. Oh, sorry, excuse me. English Rose, you sound old school. That's nice. Well, I mean, it is still nice to see women, not just within our community, but still in our society, who do still hold these strong traditional values. So yeah, I mean, definitely when it comes to someone like English Rose, who does sound very old school. I mean, I like that in a woman, but that's just me with that. So maybe that I'm more like a traditionalist myself, but anyway. But it's nice to see someone like English Rose who does come off as very like old school in this case, but still holding very traditional values in that. So anyway, let me see here. Kingdom of Vinland. Feminism is subversive from the Frankfurt School. I remember hearing people saying about that, at least people within the nationalist scene. And that's something that I should maybe have a look into with that. Maybe I can also make a video about that, but I'm not entirely too sure. So we'll see. In fact, actually, that could be something I can look at that as well. Let me see. Frank. Yeah, sorry, is it Frankfurt or Frankfurt? One second here, just want to double check on that real quick. Frankfurt, right, that's fine. Right, okay, Frankfurt School. Yeah, that's something that I have a research on for later on, and then see with that there. Yeah, perfect. Feminism, yeah, perfect. Okay. So I've just saved that in my notes, and yeah, I'll have a look at that later on. So cool. Right then, it seems like English Rose is pretty popular in the chat right now, as I've seen just at the moment here. Women can't blame men, and men can't blame women. We all have our weaknesses. The nerds educate the masses with decency and modesty. Nationalism will do it. Exactly. Definitely agree with that, Indigenous advocate. The state needs to start teaching modest values, etc. I absolutely agree with that idea. Absolutely. Right. Okay, then. Perfect. Time is it anyway? Almost 22:07. I know Mark will be streaming live at 7 p.m. with, I believe, Sam, Barclay Walsh, and I think the Patriot will be streaming with him tonight as well. But what we'll do is, once that time comes around, which will be around 7 p.m., I'll post a link in the chat at that point, so that if you want to watch Mark's stream, then click on the link and head on over to his stream when it's by the time it starts in that case. So another thing to mention too is, again, just to mention very briefly, again, if you would like to support my work, whether it be singular videos or Mood of the Nation, you can support me financially through donations, whether it be PayPal or even on Ko-fi, as I mentioned before. I'll just post a link for my Ko-fi page in the chat just now. So again, if you want to support me financially through donations or anything like that at all, then the option is there for you to have. And so on with that in this case. Barclay was Barclay was on the Tola. He's hilarious. I did watch I think like a vast majority of that stream with that, but it was pretty decent from what I've seen with that. Yeah, very good stream, in fact. But as nationalist individuals, we all need to try rise above the smart and degeneracy. We try to be decent to each other, men and women. Definitely true with that, Indigenous advocate. Very true in that fact. From Kerr, even though I know I'm a bit late, but glad I caught the stream. Yes, we're just at the last 20-minute mark, so you're just on time, Kerr, in that case. So let me see. Let me have a look here and see with that. So from Tricky Who, these people have had decades to dial in their social engineering tricks. They've got so many more shady schemes than what our guys are talking about. Some of worst are impact investing to be with that. Fair enough. Right, let me see here. Just have a quick sip of my water real quick, and then nice. I think after the stream, I'll also make myself a cup of tea of Grammatalorus, and then I'll watch Mark's stream for a wee bit and see from there. Right, okay, so right then, what to say more with that? Just almost like 50 minutes to go. There were maybe a couple of the articles I was going to go through, but I thought, well, do I want to maybe talk about that? There was one about Nicola Sturgeon and also the census that I've talked about on Mood of the Nation before, about the inappropriate questions asked towards teenagers from S4 to S6. Because there seems to be a bit of an update about that. And I don't know if maybe that could be something I can talk about tonight, or maybe I can talk about on Thursday, but I don't know. I really don't know. Blockchain. Sorry, Tricky here. What do you mean when it comes to like maybe it's like a part of this message here. Impact investing, blockchain, digital twinning, run smart cities, digital IDs, having harvesting and regular digital child labor. They've already put thousands of unsuspecting children on blockchain. Jeez. It's horrible. We all know which demographic has constantly pushed the boundaries till we have reached a degenerate state we at now. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Nationalist women are very special people, which makes them all the more precious. They teach our children to love their people. That's definitely true. That's definitely true with that in this case. Very true, in fact, which is why I would say I would definitely agree with the idea that we must protect them at all costs. And I think it was someone else in the chat that said that as well. I don't know if it was sorry, I can't believe I'm forgetting the person who said it, but they said it in the chat, and it's absolutely true of what they said about nationalist women within our cause. Yeah, any questions anyone in the chat would like to ask me? Anything at all with that fact? And then while I'm waiting for that, I'll see if I can get the link for Mark's stream tonight, just so that's all prepared and whatnot. So, right. Sorry, excuse me. The nationalist team, Dad Edition. So let's have a look and see. Join Sam, the Patriarch, Barkley Walsh, and me, Mark Collett, for some chat, banter, and a few free tempers as we discuss. Excellent. And I believe this will be streaming only on Mark's Odyssey channel, I think. I don't know if it's going to be streaming on Laura's D Live, but anyway, let's have a look here and see with that. All the women I met at the PA conferences have been clever and delightful company. Also, that they have gracious husbands, letting them out for the day. Well, to be honest, when it comes to the previous conference back in October, I did try to talk to some people in person, but I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit shy when it comes to meeting new people and all of that. But maybe if I do manage to go to the spring conference this year, hopefully I'll try and open myself up a bit more. But we'll definitely see with that. Even if I don't manage to make it to the spring conference, I'm sure I can go to the PA summer camp this year, if of course they'll do it with that, of course. Yeah, I know you were. You were speaking to a lot of people. I think that's how you and Jay managed to get on to TASOB, because you were talking to Euro, I think it was, Car, if I'm not mistaken. But no, at least you were speaking to a lot of folk there, so that was good. But for me, when it comes to meeting new people, especially with something like that, I'm like really shy and nervous. I did went up to speak to Mark and Laura, but that was only just a tiny bit. I think I've briefly spoken to Sam, but again, that was really brief, and again, there was other people that wanted to talk to him as well. So I thought, right, I'll just leave him be for the time being. So, Chief Moody, start a fans only page where you are dressed in nothing but a cowboy hat and a. Ah, dear. And what the hell is a sporon? What the hell is that? Wait a minute. I have a. Whatever. I'm quite curious about that. What is that? Oh, I see. Right, that's part of your kilt, right? Never knew the name of that, but all right, for just wearing that and a cowboy hat. That's if I were to if I were to like do like an OnlyFans, like, well, first of all, I'll never do an OnlyFans account, but I mean, yeah, I mean, to be honest, that would be pretty funny with that. So that would be pretty funny, to be quite honest. Oh, mate, you don't know a sparrow. Well, I've always looked at that on the kill, but I never knew exactly the name of it. But it's nice that you pointed that out to me with that streaky bacon. So it's a sporran. So that's exactly what it's called now. So I always thought of it as like a small like a bag or like a package type of bag, but you know. Chief Fury, I thought you were Scottish. Well, I guess I could say I am because I do drink Iron Brew from time to time. I do have like if I get hungry or if I'm actually make it or if I'm out and about, I'll always get myself a rolling square sausage with bacon, soft egg, and maybe haggis if it's available. That'd be really nice. I do love my haggis, but that's just me. So. Let me see here. Is Mark Collett doing a proper stream or is it just computer games? I think it is a proper stream. Because they did say with the Nationalist talk, what was it called again? The Nationalist team, Data Edition. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a proper stream, but don't quote me on that, Jojo. I might be a proper stream, but I don't know if it's going to be like an actual gaming stream, but you can always check it out and see if it's a proper stream or not. Because they did say like dad edition, so maybe they're going to be talking about Sam being a new dad and all of that with baby Catherine coming along and all of that. So maybe that what will be the stream will be about. But again, we'll just need to wait and see with that, of course. So. Chief Fruity, you also need a. I'm going to butcher this name. Is Sing Doug tucked into your sock? I think I know what that is. That's maybe like the small knife, if I'm not mistaken. I might be totally wrong on that, but let me have a look here and see. I definitely should know. I definitely should know my Scottish a bit more. So. Especially that I'm, I definitely, I am Scottish in that, but yeah, it is the small knife, yeah. That's fine, yeah. And there was a question that was asked by Rory. Hold on 1 second here. Are you on Getter, Chief Booty, or thinking of setting up an account? I'm not going to be getting Getter, to be quite honest. I've heard about it, and I know a lot of people. Mainly the Civic Nationalist side are really praising it to high heaven. They're like, oh, Getter is like the brand new Twitter account. It's basically better than Gab, or I don't know. I don't know if they call it this better than Gab, but they definitely have said that this is like their platform. And I know there's a lot of people who are joining up to Getter. But to be honest, my opinion on that, I don't trust Getter. And I know there's been a lot of people who've been calling it out, saying it's basically like a data mining type of platform. A lot of people who claim to be like free speech advocates are on there, but they're really not. They're basically a bunch of LARPing douchebags. But in fact, there's actually something I found on Telegram. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys. Hold on. Let me see here. Free speech platform accused of censoring critics. Yeah, so even what I've heard recently with Getter, apparently it's already censoring people or deplatforming people. So there you go. I'm not going to support a platform like Getter, who claims to be all for free speech, but then completely turns away their own principle when it gets too much for them. So no, at this point in time, I am not going to be getting Getter for that matter. Absolutely not. Damn it. Oh, this is that. Yeah, this is the image. Let me see if I can share the screen real quick. Because I think when it comes to Getter, this speaks major volumes. I don't know if people have already seen this already, but check this out when it comes to Getter. Getter, a marketplace of ideas. Users who also downloaded this app also downloaded Grindr. Oh, geez. No. Oh, my God. Nah. So, also for that, I'm not going to support. I'm not going to support Getter, to be quite honest with everyone. So, there we go. Ah, dear. Scottish weddings look great with all the blokes dressed traditionally. Yes, definitely, especially with wearing kilts. Absolutely true in that fact. Is Barkley the son? Nah, I wouldn't. Nah, he's not the son. Oh, of course he's not the son. So the son. Sorry. Moody is one of the new Scottish. No, I'm a true Scots, not a new Scot. Let's see. Pronounce ski and do. Come on, Chief. For fuck's sake, Alba Gabrach. Yeah, I know. I need to learn my Scots a lot more. So let's see here. Let me have a look here and see. Right, okay. What was the one following up with that just now? Get her grinded. The new Scottish Hamish McStabberwogs will love carrying a dagger doing their socks. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the new Scots will definitely would like the idea of carrying a small dagger in their sock. I definitely would be would definitely be loving carrying that stuff around at this point in time. Let me see here. Right. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, perfect. Right. Okay, so I'm just almost finishing up there just now. I think what I'll do is I'll just post a link for Mark's stream in the chat just now. Yeah, that's the same one. Perfect. All right, perfect. Cool then. So we've got that. So just about 6 minutes to go until it's 7 p.m. So definitely check out Mark's stream. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be just a normal stream tonight. I don't know if it's going to be like a gaming stream or anything like that. So, but definitely check out when 7 o'clock arrives and then see from there, folks. In the meantime, I think I will call it a night from there. Has it really just been under 2 hours I've done the stream? That's a bit weird. Anyway, right, I think I'll just call it for the night. So good stream. Have a great evening. Same to yourself, concerned Englander, and also thank you very much, Kerr. So I want to say thank you all very much for tuning in to tonight's episode. Like I said before, if you would wish to support my work, being Singular Videos or Mood of the Nation, or even just content creating for that matter, and also for my activism, if you would like to support me financially, you can always send a super chat when I'm live. Or if I'm not live, then you can always follow me on Ko-fi, and then you can always send your a donation of whatever amount you'd like to my Ko-fi page. If you'd like to with that in this case. In the meantime, as I mentioned, I'm just going to end the stream tonight. As I said, the link for Mark's Odyssey channel for his stream tonight will be live at 7 p.m. And of course, it'll just be there just now. So if you want to head on over at the moment, I'll see if I can get on to YouTube again, see if I can play out like an outro song for tonight's episode. And that will be that. Right, hold on a sec. See if I can get that up here. I really hope everyone enjoyed tonight's episode. I will be back on Thursday, which would be what date would that be again? That would be Thursday, the 13th of January. So I don't know whether or not if I'll get the new job then or if not, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated with any updates or anything like that at all. So right, okay. Let me see if I can. What song have I not played in a while? Yeah, I've played that. Why not? So anyway, cool. Right then. 14 in the chat. Good night all. Good night to you yourself, Kitchen Skillet. Thank you very much for watching the show. And yeah, I'll think I'll just end it there. So I'll also put this up as well. Oh, that's it. Okay, perfect. Okay. Oh, right. That's fine. I should really keep that a lot more. But anyway, cool. Right then. So again, thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody signing out. You have been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast. I'll see you all on Thursday, the 13th at 6 p.m. and we'll see you from there. Thank you all again. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you and good night.
Bit of magic.
A bit of magic?
It's easy. Let's see.
You must be kind, you must be witty, you must Jane and Michael. Thanks.
Down at 601. Down at 9.
You must take
Medicine at 601.
take it.
Down at 601. Down at 9.
You must take
Medicine at 601. I feel a surge. Surge of deep satisfaction. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes.
Thank you, most interesting.
I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes.
Now how does that sound?